Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters, and I think this is one of the Zotac games we'll be casting now. So let's check out the players. Up the top left side of the map, it is going to be Solar, and he is 17 years old from South Korea, and he plays for the Samsung Galaxy team. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff there. Pretty awesome. Let's check out his opponent down the bottom left side of the map. It is going to be Arthur, and sorry, I got something in the back of my throat. I think I'll have to restart this. Hold on a sec. Alrighty, sorry about that. So yes, down the bottom left side of the map, we do have Arthur. He doesn't actually have his birthday down here, but he's pretty awesome. He's from South Korea, and he's from the ESC Icy Box team. So he's actually one of the top SEA players in the Hairy Bash, which I've been running in the SEA sort of area. He's actually one of the top players who plays in that group of tournaments. So yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff. Pretty awesome, and we'll see exactly how he does in this game against Solar, who is going for a hatch first build into pool, hatch into pool. Oh, he's actually going for a double hatch expansion. Hasn't even got a pool yet, but I assume that's going to be the next thing coming out, and that is absolutely crazy, man. Going for very, very fast stuff, and Arthur is not going to be able to scout it. He's going to see this, and yeah, if he went all the way up and saw this, he may be a little bit worried, but he's actually gone across. He's seen the third base, and yeah, now this is going to be an exceptional time for the Stalker Mothership Core combo to go in there and just start wreaking havoc, because Queens are going to be years away. Lings, yeah, they're kind of not all that good. So yes, definitely, he's choosing to go for a fast Nexus. Not super fast, but fairly fast, so that's fine. His economy should be able to keep up with Solar's no problem, for a little while anyway, getting out that fast Nexus. So he could have maybe chucked down a second gate, proxy pylon, not proxy pylon, but get out a fast Stalker Mothership Core combo, send out a couple more Zealots after it or something like that, and maybe make something happen, but it's very, very dicey, and there's a pretty good chance that it just won't pay off. So the much safer, the much less risky approach is of course going to be going for the fast Nexus, and that's exactly what Arthur's done. So it's just going to be pushing on a little bit faster. Looks like we've got some buildings going on down here, waiting maybe another gateway or something like that. Not really sure what he's planning on building, but the probe's definitely planning on building something, and he better be building something, because otherwise he's just wasting his time there. But maybe he's forgot about it. No, apparently not. He's well, no, wait, that's me selecting it. I'm the one selecting it. Arthur's not selecting it at all. I think he has forgotten about this probe. There he goes. Finally putting down the gateway, and the gateway as well. So he's got a nice gate off there. Using the gateways, Solar has got Ling Speed coming out, a couple of Queens coming out, and yeah, so it's just moving ahead pretty small, pretty safe. Not really a lot happening. We do have an Immortal coming out for Arthur, which is going to be great for anti-roach. He's not facing anti-roach though, and I don't think he's going to be facing mutas anytime soon, because Solar has only got one gas extractor, or whatever the hell this is called. Yeah, only one extractor, so he has got quite a lot of workers though. 36, it's not bad. It's not a huge amount. It looks like he's going for some Ling harass at the start, but with 2 sentries plugging up the gap, not going to happen. It is not going to happen at all for Solar. So he's going to have to move into something else. He is going for the Roach Warren. So great play by Arthur to get those Immortals out, and he is going to be able to do quite a lot with the Roaches once they start coming out. And the question is, what is going to be the end game for both of these players? So are we going to be seeing Roach Hydra? Is he maybe going to chuck a few Roaches out, then switch over to Muta Ling? And what can Arthur do about that? I mean, he's got the Roaches covered, and I think he's got the Lings covered as well. Or Arthur just almost not paying attention there, but did get the force field out in the end. And that sentry did actually pay quite a price there, went down to a very low amount of health. So Arthur choosing to plug up the gap with a Stalker instead. Quite a good move right there. And yeah, these lings, man, they're just going to be annoying right now. So Solar building a few roaches, not building a ton of roaches. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure what his play is going to be. He's putting out a couple more roaches there, where there's just going to be mass roach. He really needs to scout in here. If he can scout in here and see the 3 immortals, then he is going to know exactly what's coming on. Looks like we may actually have an immortal drop, so Solar will know very soon exactly what is going on with those immortals. So yeah, looks like these guys not going to get anywhere near scouting the immortals, but the drop with the immortals is definitely going to take it out. And there we go. No, actually the immortals have already moved over. They're already moved down here, so very interesting, very interesting. I still don't know if he's actually scouted out the immortals. I mean, just seeing a robo facility does not tell you anything. It does not tell you that there's 3 immortals on the field. And Arthur right now, I mean, Solar's is okay, maybe, if he pumps out a ton of lings. He's pumping out 20 of them, and 20 lings, not bad. There we go, small force out there. Is probably almost certainly saw the immortals right there. And now I expect him to sort of shut down on the roach production and just go for a ton of lings, because lings are really the only hope he has. He's actually pushing out a lot more roaches here. So we'll see whether this is a smart move or not. I'm not sure that it is, but you never know what's going to happen until the battle is over. So here we go, bunch of zealots. These zealots are going to get owned by the roaches anyway, but the 3 or 4 immortals in this army, the 3 immortals, I just don't know, man. I just do not know, because Solar's pretty much just mostly pumping out the roaches here, just going full roaches. He's actually warping back. Looks like a bunch of lings and roaches managed to get in here, managed to go around the army and move in. And everything is going to get taken out there. So the roaches is just getting absolutely demolished. And yeah, that's not too bad, not too bad. And Solar going for the Mutilous Spire, the Spire, whatever the hell that thing's called. So he's going to have to get a lot of gas to get that running. It looks like he is building up gas quite a bit. He's also moving back. He's got a ton of lings. He has built up a very big roach army, but he's actually might be enough to overwhelm these 3 immortals. The amount of roaches he's got, 26. That's quite insane. And it's going to come down to the army here. I think Arthur is a little bit behind in terms of some stuff. He's behind on the workers, and he's behind on the army supply as well. So he's got some nice counters for the roaches. Lings, not so much, but I mean, Lings is relatively easy to deal with. You basically just need zealots and maybe some light sentry support, and you counter them anyway. So, yeah, that should be fine. Actually got a force base going down all the way over the other side of the map. For Solar, he doesn't want to have one right at the middle, which is a fairly smart decision, but unfortunately for him, Arthur did have a pylon up there, so that base is going to get taken down. And Solar is waiting to make his move, waiting to get some mutas out. I think, look at how much gas he's saved up. That's an incredible amount of gas, and here he goes, actually pushing through. This base is completely plugged though, so Solar, I think he's going to be able to get through in time. I think he's going to have to get out of there, and he can move down this south side. Does get a couple of units trapped there by all those force fields. He's going to lose about 5 or 6 roaches. The lings just doing damage. I don't think he wants to even save those. I think he just wants to do it a lot more pressure on there. But most of his roaches did survive that engagement. And here we go, another force going down there, hoping to take out this force, but they can't kill the warp with them. And Arthur, is this Arthur moving out to go for the Zerg base? We saw him do this before, and he didn't really push all the way, because of course his main base was being attacked. But roaches coming back in. They've made a gap, but a force field is blocking it. Oh, beautiful force fields there by Arthur. That's a lot of roaches that are going to go down. And that is definitely a serious blow for Solar right there. So he's got the muta forces up though, but there is a fair amount of stalkers and a ton of sentries, and he's moving a wall back there, so he's obviously a little bit skittish about those mutas coming in. I believe he does know that there are mutas on the field, almost certainly, so he's going to have to try and defend his base, and that is good for Solar, because it means that Arthur is not going to move out anytime soon to really have a crack at Solar's own base, which means he's got a much better chance of getting a 4th base. So there we go, the pylon going down, the mutas coming in, a bunch of stalkers down here, almost enough so that Solar can actually take them out, but reinforcements coming in, and Solar is going to have to get out of there. So great job at taking out a few stalkers. It was a good decision to actually engage those stalkers. I mean, Solar had the numbers, and Arthur does not have any upgrades for his Stalkers, whereas the Mutas don't have any upgrades, but they got 1 weapons on the way. Just going out, sniping some pylons, keeping Arthur contained. Managed to get a couple more sentries there. He's starting to lose some health, but he's taking some risks, but he is killing stuff right here. And he'd love to snipe a couple of Immortals, I'm sure, but here we go. That's a bit too many Stalkers right there, and he's just going to have to get out of there. But Arthur is very, very easily contained right there with those Mutas, and he's not going to be able to get a 3rd base anytime soon, not with these Mutas flying all over the place. And meanwhile, Solar has his 4th base, so the economy is going to rapidly start to favour Solar very, very quickly. He's already favoured. He's been favoured for like the last 5 minutes, but now it's really going to start to get out of control. And Arthur, he needs to break out of this contain somehow. He needs to, I don't know, pop down a Stargate, start pumping out Phoenix. That's one way of doing it, and that may be the only way of doing it right there, because I don't see the ground forces really able to do it. I mean, he might be able to, I mean, he's completely left this main base undefended to move these Stalker forces down here. So as soon as he moves out, he leaves something undefended. He's got a main force out here to protect his 3rd base, and he's also got to protect his main and his 2nd base, and I don't think he can do all of them at the same time. So it's only a matter of time before those Mutas just move around. Actually, it looks like they're going for a full attack here. The Stalkers have force fielded themselves in. They've got a nice perimeter, but the Muta numbers are just so out of control right now. 31 Mutas. There's no hope, and the main Vanguard force out there is completely destroyed. The reinforcing force comes out with the Immortals, but now the expansion is, of course, going to be completely unprotected. The Stalker's blinking in, but the Mutas just go for it, man. They're just going for it. The Stalkers are going down. 1 weapons is up for the Mutas, and they're almost to the point where they can just completely overwhelm here. And Arthur finally gives the GG. He realizes that Solar is just completely out of control with his Muta production and decides to give the GG there. So great play by Solar. Very, very standard. Just going for the 3 bases, going for the insane macro, and just making it happen. He did a lot of good pressure early on with the Lings and the Roaches, always keeping it in there. Arthur almost got to the point where he was going to take out Solar's expansion, but Solar ran some Lings into Arthur's expansion, forcing the Mothership core to warp back in and protect his base. And from then on, Solar just kept the pressure up, always kept units out the front, always tried to sneak in there, destroyed a couple of gateways, did some damage, denied Arthur from even thinking about getting a 3rd base. And then as soon as he saw the massive amount of Immortals, his tech switched over to Mutas, and boom, his economy went completely out of control, and eventually he just had too many Mutas for Arthur to do anything about. And in this game particularly, we've highlighted the fact that Mutas are so versatile, man. They're so fast, they can be everywhere at once. And when you are a Protoss player, the only thing which is really versatile enough to deal with Mutas is the Phoenix. You need a Phoenix army to be able to deal with the Mutas effectively. The only other thing you can do is try and defend, but you've got to be at 3 different places at once. You've got to be moving out to your 3rd, you've got to defend that from the Mutas, you've got to defend your main, you've got to defend your expansion, you've got to do all of them at the same time, because Blink helps, but still the Mutas are faster, and you don't know where they are going to be unless you have like a perimeter of observers everywhere, so you know when the Mutas are coming, and then you can move your force over. But the Mutas are so fast, usually that probably wouldn't help anyway, so it's very, very hard, and pretty much Phoenix is the only way to deal with it. Once your opponent says, alright, I'm going for a massive amount of Mutas, I'm going for 20, 30, 40 Mutalisks, and Phoenix are the only chance you have, because the Zerg player can just run. If they say, oh, there's too many Stalkers, there's too many sentries, I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to circle around and hit him in another location. It's impossible to defend all of your locations without Phoenix. So there we go. That has been this game. Congratulations on Solar for a great win with his massive amount of Mutas. And stay tuned. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another one.